Well, I'll tell you what, this has been so nice today to see this kind of dry air in place before we get into the heat and the humidity coming up in just a few days, really. We're going to get back into that tropical air fairly quickly. But this morning, when they launched the weather balloon at the National Weather Service in Ruskin, Florida, just to the southeast of Tampa, this dry air that you see right here was all in place on the scale. You can see that's on the dry end. It was the most dry it's ever been on this date with a weather balloon launching over the past 30 years. So that's something to be said. There's still a lot of dry air around in place, too. The precipitable water, in fact, in the column of atmosphere above us up to 40,000 feet was less than 0.6 of an inch. So that's pretty amazing considering Miami is at 1.5 inches right now, and that's why they're getting quite a bit of rainfall right there this afternoon. Well, the Anna Maria webcam showing calm conditions out there in the waters, although we had enough of a breeze to create some chop at around 2-foot seas there, and not in the wind protected area like we see here at the Bimini Bay on the northeastern portion of Anna Maria Island. Well, a beautiful shot last night was sent in from Fred Seeger of the sun setting with just a few high cirrus clouds there, and in the foreground you saw a blue heron, a big blue heron at that. A few showers down to the southeast of us. You can see 1 or 2 lone storms now just east of Sebring. Also some activity now, isolated storm popping up just west of I-75. There's a slight chance at around 20% or less that we may see an isolated storm pop up here into Manatee and Sarasota counties, but most of the action should be inland, and there won't be a whole lot with that dry air in place. We talked about it earlier. There's a chance for something to develop here over the next couple of days, and the National Hurricane Center kind of watching it. There are some models indicating that we will see something spin up just east of the Bahamas. Right now, there's a system moving through Missouri right now. It always has a hard time to develop during this time of year because there's so many systems moving through the United States still at this time, even at the lower latitudes. So we'll see how that plays out. It looks as though it would have little impact on our weather if it were to develop, but if it was closer to the Bahamas, it may influence our weather somewhat by the latter half of the weekend. 86 degrees right now, clear skies. Dew point extremely low and comfortable at 61 degrees. And as far as the high goes, well, it was still hot, 90 degrees, but it didn't feel that bad. 87 is our normal high, and 95 the record set in 2012. No rainfall. We've been doing pretty well so far for the month, and not anticipating much rain at all over the upcoming days. An isolated storm here and there, but that would be about it. Temperature 91 in Tallahassee, 82 though in Orlando, and cooler in Miami due to the rain and clouds nearby. But inland areas not getting the benefits of that sea breeze. It's 91 degrees there, 87 in Wauchula, and with those clouds and showers approaching Sebring, it's cooled a little bit at 84 degrees, but near the beaches, upper 70s to low 80s. Well, the disturbance, if it does develop, will be right around in this area that you see a lot of showers and storms developing periodically throughout the day today. The wind shear is not going to be all that strong. In fact, it'll be on the low end in that particular region, so it is somewhat favorable for development. Water temperatures are into the mid-80s there, so that would be above the threshold of 80 degrees. And this is one of the forecast models. You'll notice a little spin and twist right there. Not sure if that's going to be the case, but if it is, it would be a little bit closer to Florida, which would have a little bit more influence with maybe some of this moisture coming back into the weather picture, as I mentioned, by the latter half of the weekend. As far as temperatures go around the U.S., warm day in Detroit, Toronto into the mid-80s there. Boston, though, pretty cold, 55 degrees, and 81 in Albuquerque. For boaters, winds will start off a bit brisk out of the east at 15 knots, settling down a bit throughout the afternoon north at 5 to 10. Seas running 2 feet or less, and the water temperature 84 degrees, and beaches expected to see a high right around 86 tomorrow. A high UV index. The low tide upcoming 10:21 sunset, 8:17. The days are still getting longer, mostly fair and mild. 68 for a low tonight. Nice mid-60s well inland. East winds 5 to 10. The extended forecast tomorrow. Some sunshine and mostly sunny, and looks like we'll see temperatures into the upper 80s for the most part. There's that slight chance for showers through Friday and just some scattered storms on Saturday and Sunday, depending upon what that system does. We'll be right back after this.